Okay, we're going to look at translating some English sentences into equations, and we're going to solve them. So I'm going to do, I think, 4 examples, and these are real similar to, I think these are the same ones we end up doing in class next week. The first one says the difference of 22 and a number is 30. Okay, so I see the word difference, and I'm thinking subtract. I see a number. So a number, you can pick your favorite variable. It can be n, it can be x, a, whatever you want. I'm going to use x. The word is a lot of times means equals. Okay, so I'm going to put above difference. I'm going to put a big old minus sign. A number, I'm going to put x, and for the is, I'll put an equals above it just to kind of help remind myself. So the difference, so we're going to do 22 minus x, and that's going to be 30, is 30. Okay, and now this is turned into an equation you know how to solve. We're going to isolate the variable. So right now we have a positive 22. So to get rid of that positive 22, we're going to subtract 22. So anything I do to one side of the equation, I do to the other. 22's cancel. We have negative x is equal to 8. Now I want to solve for positive x, not negative x. So to get rid of the negative, I have 2 options. I can divide by negative 1, or I can multiply by negative 1. It does not matter. I will get the same answer either way. I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by negative 1. And the negatives will cancel. I'm even writing negative x is the same thing as negative 1x, so you can see that those negative 1s will cancel. And I'll have x is equal to negative 8. And there we go. So the tough part is converting it into an equation for you to solve, and you just need a little practice. Okay. Let's say another one. 25 less than a number is negative 2. So let's do an example or so. Let's say I have 25 less than 30. So if I have $25 less than 30, what does that mean? I would have $5. So what did I do? I did 30 minus 25 equals 5. What if I have 15 less than 80? Well, I would have $65, and how I found that was 80 minus 15. So when you see the word less than, that's the one that's backwards. You have to switch it. So if you end up doing 25 minus x for this one, you're not going to get the correct solution. And just remember, when you see the word less than, that's going to switch. And if you need help remembering, just pick a number for x and imagine what 25 less than that number is, just like we did here. Okay. So less does mean subtract, but it's backwards. So the thing that comes afterwards is what comes first. The number is x, and then we have the word is for equals. Okay, so we have x minus 25 equals negative 2. This is real straightforward. How do I get rid of minus 25? I add 25. So anything I do to one side, I do to the other. Okay, and x is equal to 23. So if I have $25 less than 23, then that means I'm going to owe someone $2, which would be a negative 2. Let's say we have 22 less than the quotient of a number and 3 is 5. So 22 less than the quotient of a number and 3 is 5. So less than, again, will mean subtract. Quotient will mean divide. Number will be our x, and is equals. Okay, so 22 less than the quotient of a number and 5, or the number and 3. That's going to be x divided by 3. And then 22 less would mean we would subtract 22 from that, and that's equal to 5. Okay, and then the first thing we kind of want to do with equations is like terms, distributed property, that kind of stuff, and then eliminate the fraction. So I only have one denominator. It's a 3, so we're going to multiply everybody by 3. Since the first one's a fraction, I'm going to do 3 over 1, and 22 and 5, they're both numbers, so we'll just do times 3. So 3 over 1 times 3 times 3. So everybody gets multiplied by 3. 3's cancel out the first thing, so I have x minus 66 equals 15. And then all I got to do from here is add 66 to both sides of the equation, and x will be equal to 81. Okay. Now I can check this. 81 divided by 3 is 27. 27 minus 22 is 5. So this does fit our scenario. Okay, let's try one more. Let's say that we have the difference, so that looks like subtraction, of the product. So we haven't had product yet, that means multiplication. So the product of a number and 5 and 2 is 11. So this one's kind of tricky. So the difference of the product of a number and 5, so we're going to have a 5x, and then the difference, we'll subtract 2, is for equals 11. Okay. So the product of 5 and x, and then difference with the 2 equals 11. Okay. Subtraction is the weaker operation, so we will add 2 to both sides. Okay, 5x equals 11. I'm sorry, equals 13. And then divide both sides by 5. And x will be equal to 13 fifths.